multitaskers. They can excel professionally while taking care of their family. Every year on March 8th, the whole world comes together to celebrate the excellence that women are. This year, Global Council for Promotion of International Trade, that is GCPIT, and Confederation of Indian Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, that is CIMSME, took it upon themselves to plan a celebration like none other. Women in Trade Summit, being held from March 5 to March 8, is a celebration bringing together 100 global women leaders, 300 exhibitors from more than 30 countries. The recent past has seen a rise in women entrepreneurs and professionals. Our interview series of women nominated for these awards help us delve deep into what makes for a successful women entrepreneur, the challenges she faces, and will help the upcoming and new generation women entrepreneurs draw inspiration and learn a thing or two from these inspiring women. I'm stronger because I had to. I'm smarter because of my mistakes. I'm happier because I've overcome sadness that I've known. I'm wiser because I have learned from my life. We all learn from our lives. That is why indeed it is said that life is indeed the best teacher. But how we process life's teachings upon us is what we become. You're justifying this quotation and proving herself as an inspiration for others. We have today with us Ujjwala Shankar, State Secretary for CIMSME. And I welcome you all today for this crispy conversation with me, Tulika. Namaskar to everybody. Hello. I'm Vice President for UP team, and we shall begin with something that I call Aapki Kahani, Aapki Zubani. So we'll start with something to know about you. Tell us about yourself, Ujjwala, in your own words.
Okay. Hi, Tulika. It's so nice seeing you. And as you said, yeah, about myself, I come from a family of freedom fighters and educationists. My Nanaji was a freedom fighter. He worked with Subhash Chandra Bose and Jawaharlal Nehru. And my Nani ji taught in Balwadi in Vishwaneedham Farm. And my mother was also into education. So I think the education got too much to me, and I just eloped and I got married at the age of 19. And yeah, so I didn't study.
That was too early. So was it a love marriage, I suppose?
Yeah, it was a love marriage. And then I had children and everything. So somehow some things didn't work in my marriage. And it was not a very happy marriage. And I was not to work. So I did a beauty parlor course. I said I have to do something. And I trained girls. I started training girls from 2080. And I trained a lot of girls. I am a very good hairdresser. And then after that, I lost my son in 2010. He was, beg your pardon?
No, I was just asking you.
Am I audible?
Talking about training your girls. Training in what? Training girls in what?
Training them in beauty culture, aestheticians.
Okay.
Beauty culture and hairdressing.
Okay. So please
skill
proceed.
Development.
Please.
Yeah. So is that clear? And
yes,
then in 2010, I lost my son. He was 16. I lost him in an accident. So that devastated me a little, and I stopped working for some time. But after that, I picked the pieces. I said, I have to do something. And I was blessed with another little baby boy, and he gave me hope to move on. I started training girls in Jagriti, Loreto, Lucknow. I helped to set up a skill development center there. And I've trained around 150 girls over there free of cost. However,
Okay.
my true calling was like, I realized I love to educate people, and my mother's school was here. So I'm not a first generation entrepreneur. I'm the third generation maybe. My mother is a very inspiration because she worked in the rural sector, and she was awarded the FICCI Flow Award as well as the HT Woman Award for her work. So I have very
Okay, so it can be said that it's a legacy that you have moved forward with. Okay.
Yeah. And I have very big shoes to fill. You know, I consider myself a very small speck who has to fulfill a lot of expectations. And I have been taking care of this school continuously since 2012. And our children are, because this was started by my grandparents who started it for underprivileged children. Our children come from the marginalized sectors. They pay very little fees. And I love to educate them. That's a little bit about myself. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll extend this little bit to more detailed ones. So tell me, how did your own personal education, prepare you for this venture? Did it help your personal
As
education?
I told you earlier, yeah, my personal education in the sense, I was roaming in villages with my mother when I was small. I was going to Anganwadi centers. I saw early childhood education actually happening. So rural education was something which fascinated me. And I've been an alumnus of Loreto Convent. I topped in class 12 for my All India CBSE. I was very good at studies.
Ah, that's great.
As I told you, I dropped my studies. So, yeah. So, but I completed my graduation. I did my post-graduation after having my children and working along with, I completed my post-graduation. And pursuing the moment, I'm in the final semester. I will be a lawyer hopefully by December. I want to bring legal education also for women who are destitute.
Ah, that's great. You know, clappings for that and best wishes for that, for your new venture. We all will have a good, brilliant advocate with us in the near future. So, can it
Thank
be
you
said
so
that...
much. Thank you so much.
Welcome. So, can it be said, Ujjwala, that your basic education that you said that you used to go to Anganwadis and villages, so it was especially curated for the type of education and the thing that was carried by your nani, as you said, grandmother. So
yes.
Was it molded accordingly so that you can also join and move forward with that?
Yes, I guess they wanted me to get a taste of rural India. They wanted me to know what the masses were. Because my Nanaji used to work with Vinoba Bhave ji, and Ramkrishan Bajaj ji was also very actively involved with education in their CSR. So they took care of a farm called Vishwanidam where they took care of Balwadis. So they wanted me to know what the rural India was. They wanted me to know that, yes, there are people beyond the urban sectors who also need education, who have talent, but they don't get the opportunities.
Okay, so you got this interest, interest developed because you were, exposed to this field. That's how your interest was. That is the reason behind it. So, is there any, was there or is there any other interest apart from your own personal interest, apart from what was, shown to you, the path that was actually shown to you? Apart from that, your own path. Do you have your own interest, and did you ever feel that you will go into such any such business or something?
Yes, education certainly has become a passion with me. I love to see the eager faces of young children. I want them to know the pinnacle. I want them to know that they can achieve a lot when the doors of education are open to them. I am planning to get skill development for my children. The new education policy also envisages a lot of skill development, and the rote learning system is going to go. So I'm trying to, because I'm dealing with rural children, I want them to be skilled as well. Half of them already are working part-time somewhere as carpenters or maybe AC repair mechanics. So in fact, a very high moment in my teaching was when one of my boys, he lost father, and he said, "Ma'am, मैं पढ़ाई छोड़ दूंगा." I said, "Why?" He said, "Ma'am, पैसे नहीं है." I said, "तुम हिम्मत रखो." And he used to sell newspapers in the morning. He was repairing ACs in the daytime. I did not charge any fees from him. I helped him with his dress. And I encouraged him. I said, "Nahi, tum padho." So he passed his 10th. And after that, he did his polytechnic, and he is earning well now. So this kind of things give me a high, and I feel very satisfied that yes, I have made a difference in some life.
Making a difference in someone's life. Great, great, great.
Yeah.
That is what we are here to. But then again, you did not, answer my question. Understand? I'm repeating it again.
Okay. Okay.
Whatever you have done in life, the education sector, that was presented to you. That was already there. That was a legacy of your grandmother that you followed. You were showed that.
No, I have actually modernized it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But apart from that thing, is there any, or was there any your own specific personal interest or field or path that you wanted to choose?
Yes, this is what I'm telling you. I have modernized the infrastructure which I got. I have introduced computer education. I have introduced smart classes. I'm trying to digitalize the education. This Corona has brought in a lot of challenges. I have gotten an app developed, which is going to be given to my children free of cost. Again, it will be based on the books they buy. So they will be having the complete syllabus available to them 24 hours, even if like stage 2, maybe, I hope it doesn't happen. But if it does, like, I am prepared that my children will have their studies on a digital platform. I am also trying to talk to Samsung people to provide smartphones at a lesser cost for my parents, so that my children don't have the kind of money to buy a device. This is a very big challenge for digital India. All of India faces this challenge. अगर सर्व शिक्षा अभियान को आपको सही मायनों में बढ़ाना है, तो आपको रूरल इंडिया को केटर करना पड़ेगा. So this is what I'm working upon.
Okay, so moving ahead with your question only, since you deal with underprivileged children and the weaker section of the financially weaker section of the society, how do you get proper finance or profit or your business? How do you get the financial part solidified in your business?
Yeah, this is my USP maybe of my business, kehlo. See, first of all, our Indian laws do not allow a school to be a business. Whichever school is running, whether it is running for the elite class, whether it is running for any classes, it is not supposed to be a business. It is not supposed to earn profits. So legally, when we are on this footing, however, we have to be feasible also, because we have to pay the salaries, we have to run the system, and we have to upgrade. So my fee structure is very low. When we go to our fee structure, you will not find my fees greater than 1,000 even for class 12. If I'm giving science to a boy, who I'm giving a science lab with all facilities, physics, chemistry, and biology, my lab is very, very modern and updated. Yes, I charge this basic minimum, and then when I have the numbers, and I also do a lot of budgeting. I'm that jugaad person, So
that's what I was asking. How does it match? The cost and the CP is equal to SP, selling price.
We manage to.
How do you manage that?
We somehow manage it. Yeah.
That's your trade secret. Okay, we'll not get into that.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, what are the future areas of research to extend your work in organization? You were saying that you are talking terms for digital, computers and with Samsung and all that. What more are you planning to further?
I am planning to introduce skill development. I am very trained in beauty culture. Besides that, there is a lot of scope for solar energy. I want to have skill development for solar and solar technicians. And I feel there is a lot of potential in healthcare sector. optometrists, nurses, paramedicals. So these kind of skill development trainings, because I have a huge infrastructure around 20,000 square feet. So I want to utilize that for this kind of classes also. So I'm planning to start these courses in my school as well.
Okay, and wherever there will be the courses on beautification, beauty culture, then you will be taking the classes, right? I'll come and join.
You are most welcome.
That is what I field of interest is, right? Okay. So
no, that is every woman I feel wants to look beautiful. So every woman wants to look beautiful, I feel. So
definitely, but then not everybody has that knack over that thing to go ahead with that. So you have that knack, and if you are teaching, I think you will be taking the classes. Okay. So what, as per you, is your greatest career accomplishment? See, you have been in this education field also, and with diversifications, with beauty thing and other things. So up till now, what has been your greatest achievement amongst these various fields that you are going with?
My greatest achievement, I feel, is yet to come, because I have a very large vision. I've put my broken marriage behind me. Coming out of so much mess was also a very difficult thing for me. And loss of my son was also a very big problem. So I lost, say, 10 years of my life in this, maybe. But as they say, never give up. So I am back in action, and I have lots of plans. And my legal studies, I'm going to help a lot of destitute women also after completing my law. I'm specializing in women and children studies.
Okay. And what do you think was your greatest challenge that you faced up till now?
Patriarchy. Stereotypes that women have to adhere to a particular mindset. Women have to be like this only. Women cannot go out.
A woman without husband, and how will she do? Why will she? Okay, yeah, I can understand that.
Yes, and even from in-laws also.
Yeah. Okay, even so would you like to
tied by your husband also?
Go into? Pardon?
No.
Repeat. I couldn't get.
No, I said no. Basically, the problems are of patriarchal mindset with everybody. That's what I said.
Okay.
So please proceed.
Would you like to throw some detail and into this sentence of yours? It is very short. What kind of actually problem or challenge that you faced, and you came up, emerged from that? How? A bit in detail. Would you like to go?
I think every woman who faces a disruptive marriage has to face a lot of emotional, financial, social issues. So every woman who tides over them is a winner. In my eyes, every woman who wins over these is a winner. Yeah. So.
Okay. You said that you have a great infrastructure, and you are now working into different fields of education, right? Educating people. So are you creating your team? How big is your team?
I have a staff of around 25 people, because I have classes up to class 12. And I am building my team. Yes, I have a wonderful team.
And do you face problems? Mostly are there women, or there are male and female both in your team?
Mixed.
Okay. So do you face any
healthy mix of both? Tilted.
Yes, it is very important.
No. I think I have learned how people's skills, maybe. My life has taught me how to deal with people. I mean, I get along very well with almost everybody. So I have
so it is easily managed. they get a very good environment. That is what
Yes.
you mean. Good. That's great. So
Yes.
otherwise, do you believe in teamwork? You yourself.
Absolutely,
That is the
absolutely. I
task that
believe in
you have.
teamwork.
Okay.
That is, nobody can live like an island. You cannot think you'll do everything yourself. You have to delegate. You have to have a good team. You have to give and get. So, teamwork is very important.
What type of help do you think you need still? And from what sectors? That is, like what I mean to say is that do you need help from government for your projects or for your expansion, or you need help from organizations like CIMSME, GCPIT, or any other? So, what are your plans, and what is the help through this video we can approach for that also?
I would like to get government trainings with skill development for my school. I would like help from the government for skill development, especially.
And what are you doing? Have you planned something for that? Have you approached the government for that?
Yes, I have tried to reach NSDC. However, I have not really got a very good response so far, but I'm trying.
Is your school here only in Lucknow?
Yes, we are in Lucknow. Come
Okay.
over someday.
Tell us the name of your school. We all will visit.
Yes, Holy Shrine Inter College.
Okay. Right. So I believe that you have emerged from a very critical situation, a tough situation of your life. But that is what life is all about. We go deep into these
Problems
times,
and
and then we again come up, right? So in today's life, most of the people, they stress is a big part of them because of all these things. And then managing, you need to move further for your kid, for yourself. You can't be stagnant. So sometimes it becomes very difficult. How do you deal with that?
I am into meditation and chanting. And chanting gives me a lot of
Chatting.
peace. Yes.
Social media chatting, WhatsApp chatting.
Chanting. CHAN.
Chanting. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
ऊंचा सुनने
And
लगी हूँ.
अरे
That's
नहीं
what
शायद मैंने बोला नहीं ठीक से नहीं
मुझे लगा
नहीं
इतना ओपन कैसे हो सकती है. Wow, this is great. Okay, so meditation and chanting. So that helps you to stay away from the stress and get relief.
yes.
Okay. And how much time uh, are you able to give to your son?
Not as much as I would like to give, but I do try to spend quality time with him. I give him time.
It must be more difficult because you don't have any support. There is no other family member who would take care of him when you are working. So how do you cope up with that? Do you take him along with in your work?
Sometimes I keep him in my office. He keeps on fiddling. He keeps on playing.
How old is he?
He's 9.
Okay.
9 years. He's very naughty. That's why I said, "Wo hoga to interview."
Yes.
So, and I have a support system. I have built my team. I have my staff. I'm blessed that way because I have a wonderful support system in terms of 4th class employees who are very loyal to me.
Okay.
So that's a blessing.
Your workplace and your home place, are they, they are at distance? They are far away?
My house is in Mall Avenue. My school is in Indira Nagar.
Okay.
I'll let you in a little secret now. My mother fell very ill in October and she had a surgery. So brain surgery.
Okay.
So I had to take care of her. So I was finding it very difficult to manage Mall Avenue, Indira Nagar school, So I found a one-stop solution. I made a house in my school itself. I have a huge campus. And my mother is there. And I have lots of 4th class employees. I have lots of help. I have a huge place where my child can play, and I can take care of my parents. Both of them are bedridden. After my mother's brain surgery, she cannot walk around much. And my brother is also schizophrenic. So 3 invalid people I have to take care of. So this little secret, my school is also my house.
That's really, you worth praising. Tap your back for that, pat your back. People, this is what we learn, that there are so many responsibilities that a woman undergoes, and yet when she moves forward with a smile, not dropping off her career or herself or her inner personality. That is what we learn from you, Ujjwala. Great going. You are indeed
so
an inspiration to many people, many women.
Thank you so much, Tulika. I try to be. God has been nice in many ways too. So, and He's given me wonderful friends along the way, and one of them is you too.
Like me.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. So, tell me about something about your personal self. Are you social?
Yes,
do you wish to move around with friends and socialize?
Yes. I have my girly gang. I have my big girly gang, and we really enjoy. I am part of Loreto Alumni Association. I am in the committee for that. I am the treasurer of our association. My girly gang is a riot. We have fun. We really enjoy.
They are very important to keep one sanity. With all the stress and hard work in life.
Absolutely. Girly gang is.
So,
they are the therapy you need,
Yes. So, what do you think? Do you think that your son would, take your legacy forward, this business of yours? And if in case he doesn't wish to, like if in case he wish to make his own career, go into somewhere else, then what are your plans of succession? How will you, what will you do with this business of yours?
See, basically a school is not a business. Legally, it is a society. So a society has 7 members in the executive committee, and it has 30, however number of people in the general body. So institutions carry on, Institutions carry on. आप देखिए कितने schools हैं जो कितने सालों से चलते आ रहे हैं because of the society. So I don't have to worry about the succession at all.
That's great. Is there anything that you would like to say that I'm missing out? You would like to tell to any message that for our people and public friends?
My biggest message would be: women, love yourself, make yourself a priority, and women should support women. And when a woman comes out in support of another, we can create miracles. I believe this.
That's great. Okay. Now, Ujjwala, I came up with this idea that once we get over with this interview, at last, the 5 minutes of our interview, that we will do a rapid fire round. That has nothing to do with your career, your work, apart from everything, just bits and bits. So you're ready for the rapid fire to play?
Okay, give me easy ones.
Very easy. You don't even need to think over that. Okay, start. Okay. A movie night with family versus a night drive with family.
A night drive.
Okay. Color defining power. Black or violet?
Black.
Okay. I'll wear violet and come to you. See how it looks.
मैं पतली लगती हूँ ना, black में पतली लगती हूँ. I look slimmer.
That is really wonderful. Okay, so are you a mall person or a flea market person?
Flea
market person. Me too. Okay, teamwork or work alone?
Your voice is cracking.
I said, are you a person of a teamwork or work alone?
Team.
Teamwork.
Team,
okay.
Totally.
Okay. So now that's a very, crispy one. See, your one-liner excuse to avoid unwanted guest would be? So I suppose unwanted guest. मैं आ रही हूँ तुम्हारे घर. Now your one-liner excuse to avoid me. How will you avoid me? Tell.
यार तुम्हें तो अवॉइड करना ही नहीं है ना. वो इमेजिन भी नहीं हो पाएगा.
हम उस श्रेणी में नहीं आते. But unwanted guest. Question को जल्दी से बताओ. How will you go? One-liner to avoid them.
One-liner. सिर दर्द हो रहा है आज बहुत.
बात नहीं बनेगी. Okay. If God asks you, your one wish would be?
My one wish. I want to see my son. I want him. That's all.
Okay. Position them in your life. Father, father-in-law, husband, son. Position them.
Son, father, father-in-law.
Okay. Now, honestly, how many kitty parties do you have in a month?
I used to have 4 or 5. Corona ने सब खत्म कर दिया.
Okay, so you are a kitty party person. So you have 4 or 5 kitty parties. Okay, that's very charming. Okay. A sudden social event came up, right?
Imagine. You were also in one of the kitties, if you remember.
Yes, I was. Now I am sober. Now I don't go. Corona ne sab barbaad kar diya sahi mein. Now my profile has also changed. We'll talk about myself later. Okay, now listen to this situation. A sudden social event came up, right? And you have oil in your hair. What would you do? Shampoo anyhow and then go, or go with oiled hair?
वही अगर उसमें शाहरुख खान आ रहा है या फरदीन खान, मतलब कोई फिल्म स्टार आ रहा है, तो मे बी इफ आई वांट टू पटाओ सम गाय, तब तो शैम्पू करूंगी. नहीं तो ऐसे चली जाऊंगी. नहीं, सम वेरी हॉट एंड हैपनिंग ऋतिक रोशन कुछ, तो फिर शैम्पू करूंगी.
Otherwise you'll go like that.
Otherwise
oil hair में चले जाओगे. अच्छा, tell me one of your strong point. Your strength, your virtue, anyone.
I can weather every storm with patience. I have lots of patience.
Okay. And one of your drawback, your weakness?
I love to sleep. I can sleep for n number of hours. I'm a sleeping beauty.
That can't be a drawback. No, that is what your body requires. One of your weakness or a flaw that you can say. Okay, you are. People say I'm short-tempered and all.
I don't take very good care of my health. Maybe I don't take health. So that is going to be my priority.
Okay. So we have a few more games sort of, and to just pep it up. But then I think it's time. And we had a really good time with you, Ujjwala. Thank you for sparing your time, and thank you for being with us for such lovely inspiration and talks that we had. And we wish you all the success in future.
Thank you so much, Tulika. It's been a pleasure talking to you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Good.